Stone is one of the most abundant resources on planet Earth, and humans have utilized it in a myriad of ways, from walls to ornate vases, from simple buildings to grand cathedrals. We walk past cathedrals and temples every day. We call them monuments, but what if they're messages? Wisdom etched in stone that speaks of the underlying principles and laws of the universe. But this is not a story about architecture. It's a story about consciousness encoded in stone. For centuries, sacred builders from Egyptian pyramid engineers to Gothic stonemasons all worked with geometry, light, and acoustics. Their craft wasn't just technical, it was symbolic. These artisans weren't just workers, they were initiates, channeling spiritual traditions into physical form. In 1915, the philosopher P.D. Ouspensky met a man who would change everything, George Gurdjieff. Gurdjieff believed that modern humans live in a waking sleep, unconscious automatons. Real consciousness, he said, must be built. His method, known as the Fourth Way, incorporated sacred movements, mathematics, musical theory, and constant efforts to remain present, designed to awaken the inner self. To Gurdjieff and Ouspensky, symbols weren't just metaphors, they were maps of consciousness itself. Perhaps cathedrals weren't just built to glorify God, they were built to transmit structure, not of society, but of the self. From the Freemasonic temples to ancient cigarettes, a pattern emerges. Symmetry, golden ratios, cosmic alignments, and awareness channeled into workmanship suggest a deeper, hidden meaning being transmitted through time. Was this merely architecture or spiritual technology? The same geometry in stained glass windows and domes is observable in your DNA. Coincidence or continuity? When I first read Gurdjieff, I thought this is either madness or the most profound thing I've ever read. Because it doesn't just ask you to believe, it asks you to observe. Observe how you forget yourself, how you react without choosing, how much of your life is in autopilot. What if ancient art wasn't there to be admired, but to interrupt us, to wake us from our mind-induced coma? For the ancients, the craftsman was more than a builder. He was a rememberer, actualizing self in his art. From stone carvings to dances, from geometry to architecture, the message was always there, all around us. But maybe it wasn't in the symbol. Maybe we were the message, and the craft was the mirror.